The Department of Energy, the Department of the Interior, and the Environmental Protection Agency all have reopening strategies ready. Agencies across government are working to reopen safely and keep missions on track. Julie Dunne is Commissioner of the Federal Acquisition Service at the General Services Administration. Julie, welcome. Thanks for coming on. What is FAST's role in helping agencies get ready to reopen and to kind of get missions back on track or to keep them on track as they transition from pretty much 100% telework back to reopening offices?
Thanks for having me, Francis. I appreciate it. The Federal Acquisition Service obviously has a key role in that, and we're supporting all our customer agencies. We have been for the last 3 months in terms of getting them high demand items like cleaning supplies, sanitizer, cloth face coverings, and the like. There's been a number of things that we've been really instrumental in terms of making sure our customer agencies can get back to their facilities. And we're also supporting our military as well. I know we've done a lot of support for example, Navy. I got a great note the other day from a Navy supply officer that said thank you to our team for what he termed the Herculean efforts to try to get over 400 cases of hand sanitizer to his ship. So it's really gratifying to hear about the good work that our organization is doing.
And throughout all of this, when Emily Murphy was on a couple of weeks ago, she talked about how telework has transitioned pretty effectively at the General Services Administration broadly. Within the Federal Acquisition Service, you've been kind of keeping the wheels turning with the federal marketplace strategy, with activity on a number of other fronts that we'll talk about in a moment. But the marketplace strategy, what's the essence of that, Julie? What is that doing to help you advance the mission of FAST to help support your customer agencies?
So the federal marketplace strategy is something that's been in place for the last 2 years or so. And I've charged my team to continue the momentum on that effort. And I see that as a framework for continuous improvement in terms of making it easier to do business with the federal government for our customers, agencies, for the vendors, as well as all the other stakeholders. And we're continuing, I think FAS is really multitasking, frankly. We're continuing to support COVID-19 response, but we're also continuing along in some of the key priorities that have been outlined in the federal marketplace strategy. For example, the mass consolidation effort is going full force. I think the latest thing I heard is something in the range of 85% of existing vendors have accepted the mass mod, and that's great news. We're already seeing kind of a return on that reform effort. We've seen how it has made it easier for vendors to add new products that are in direct support for COVID-19. So it's been a really good news story, and we're continuing to push forward on that.
The schedules consolidation, I think, is particularly a noteworthy success story because for years, a lot of people thought that it wasn't even possible to do it, let alone was something that somebody should try to take on. What do you think has been the success story behind that, Julie? What's made that possible for that consolidation to work the way that you all envisioned it?
Well, look, as you said, it's one of the key reform efforts, and it's something that's been a long time coming. I think it's been close to 20 years since we've really taken on this level of reform in the schedules area. And I think the success is due to the key leadership in place. Stephanie Schutt has been just a tremendous leader. And also part of it is reaching out across the country with all the Federal Acquisition Service centers and making sure we get the workforce buy-in. And I think vendors are really going to see the return with this effort because, like I said, we're able to add on new products more quickly, and it's streamlined the terms and conditions of these contracts. So I'm looking forward to continuing that effort. And, as I said, I've been on this job since last fall. And, I looked at the FAS priorities, and I thought we got a good set of priorities here. What we need to do is maintain the momentum. So we've got leadership support, and I think we've got the workforce buy-in, and we're going to keep moving forward on that.
We have just a couple of minutes left. Two areas where you have not had as much success, the transition to beta.sam.gov and the EIS transition. What do you see moving forward to move both of those programs in the direction that you want them to go, Julie?
Well, in both of those programs, I actually, when in my previous life, when I was on the Hill, I had some exposure to both those programs. So those are really important. I think they're both part of a key priority, which is IT modernization. In beta.sam.gov, we have had some successes in terms of integrating a couple of the 10 legacy systems that are meant to be put all kind of in one place. Last fall, we were able to transition the FedBiz Ops legacy system into the new system. We did a lot of user outreach and trying to change manage it. It's always hard, so it's our charge to make sure we keep talking to the users. And then more recently, the FPDS report function was transitioned. We've put that in a beta type environment because we want to make sure the stakeholders have enough time to get used to the new way of doing things. On EIS, that is a key mechanism for IT modernization. And frankly, I think the COVID-19 situation has highlighted the need for further IT modernization. And I think it's really highlighted for agencies, how important it is to have a modernized network infrastructure in place to support things like telework. So we're going to continue to press forward on both those things. And I'm looking forward to, I know we've got a great team in place. So I think we can get there.
Julie Dunne, thanks very much for coming on. It's great to have you on the program.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Up next.